Hello guys, welcome back. Today we are going to create our recently viewed products. So make sure to hit the subscribe button if you haven't, and then give us some thumb up. All right, so for recently viewed product, so we need to show it here. If you go to our original application, so you can see that we have a recently viewed product here. Where you can see to scroll to see if there's more product. All of that. All right, so to do that, make sure that you have your server running. So I have mine running. So this is the application, front end application, and this is our Node.js application server. All right. So to do that, a couple of things we need to do. First of all, we need to go to component. So we need to create a component here called the recently viewed product. Called recently viewed. You can say product or whatever. So recently viewed.jsx. So you also need to create a hook. But before that, let's close this one. We don't need this. This one. And this one. Or we keep a single product. So we also need to create a hook. Go to hooks, create a hook. Call update recently viewed. .js. All right, so for this one, just give it time. Meanwhile, we can create the template. So for this one, we can do RAFE. So sorry, RAFC and E to create our template. So on this one, first of all, this one, sorry, this is actually the recently view process, so we don't need to return anything. Yeah, this one don't need to return anything. The only thing it take this one take is a param product. We take product as param, and then also we need to import use effect. We need to import use effect. Actually, we only need use effect. We don't need the React. Remove that one. So what we can do here is all right, guys. So we have a few things we need to do in our recently view product, but for now, let's just go to our recently view. So this is a this is an update recently viewed. So we have a few things to do. We'll come back to this, but now let's go ahead and first of all go ahead and create our template here. So for in this template, we need React, and then also we need use state, and then also use effect. So for this one, actually, we need to create first of all, need to create a variable to get the data. So can get the recently viewed product. Recently viewed is equal to empty array. So we can now use effect. Use effect. This is the component which we are going to use to display the product. For like this one, this is the component we are going to use. So for update recently, the job for this one is only to take the product, and then add the product check if the product exists in the local storage, replace it, or add new. All right, so here we check, we can use effect. So use effect. So now we just want to get the recently viewed, which we don't have. So the key from the local storage, which is called recently view. So check the recently view, and then we want to check if there is nothing. If there's nothing in the recently view, we want to set to local. Want to set this array to empty. So if we have, we take, and then but we check the length. If the length is greater than 0, so we now parse the data, because we want to, when we are going to store the data here, so we have to make sure that we store it as a string. So when we get it, and then we can now parse the array data, we can now parse the recent view. So add now to this variable, so that we can now use it. So here we just pass the empty array. Okay, so what next we need to do is a couple of things we need to import. We can also, since we want to use the slider, React slider, we can import the slider. Make sure you have it installed. If you haven't, if you don't have it installed, please install. Check the previous video. So import a slider from React Slick. We also need the import to import Slick Castle and then Slick theme. All right. So down here, we want to check. First of all, we want to check if you have a product. If recently view, let's see, if recently view dot length is if we don't have anything in the array, so we just return nil. We don't want to do anything. But for now, we can also return that, okay, we don't have product. Say no product. So because we want to preview that, no product found. Else, we can return, we can create the setting. Or since we want to use the slide, we can create the settings. And then let's just set this default one, and then we will correct it. Let's follow the AI to complete the settings. Okay. And then we don't need this, the last one. Oh yeah, we don't need that one. And the rest here, just going to return. Let's do let's return recently view, but we don't want to return that for now. For now, you can just return an empty. Let's return empty array. Make sure you are not in. Oh, sorry. Looks like it's still inside the settings. You have to exit the setting. Exit the setting, and then return. Let's just return here product. So we can return product, and then we don't want all of this one for now. Just want to close. Okay, close this one. You can return array length. So return recently viewed dot length to just show the length of application of the recently viewed. All right, so just here to just fix some few things in the settings. So for settings, we don't want to autoplay, set that to false. So for infinity, we want to show dot length if it's greater than 1. Okay, so we want to also set for this one, we can actually do mat dot mean. So we can pass array length. You can pass the length of the product. Let's say, for example, 4, 2, no, sorry, 4 elements. And then also we want to, for this one, for slide to scroll, I'm going to explain to you everything. So for slide to scroll also we want it to 4. So what I mean is, okay, here, for example, here we are showing 3 elements. But for here, I want to show 4 elements, for element to scroll. So I will show you when we get some product in our local storage. I will show you what I mean. So and then for breakpoint, if there is a large screen, we want to set the same thing. Actually, we want to do the same thing. But for small screen, we can set to 2. We can set here to 2. We can set to 2 or 1. 2 is okay. It's fine for just now. Autoplay is equal to false. And then infinity scroll is equal to false. All right, so for this one, actually, here we set 4, but for a large screen, let's set to 2. And then for small screen, you can set to 1. 1 is okay. Okay, scroll, no, infinity scroll to false, and then also here, infinity to false. Okay, so this is not going to work because we don't have the product yet. So we just want to test our component. So if you actually want, we can actually just use the slide here, recently view product. So we can do the slide, take the slide, pass our settings, and then we want to use we map through the product, recently view product, and then first of all, let's just close this one. But we want to use the card. First thing we forgot to import was the import product card. Product card for feed. So product card for feed, if we go to our component here, we have a product card for feed. So this guy, the job is just take the card. Is the card actually we are using to display? We are using to display the product here all over our application. So this is we want to. If you go to our original application, you can see that the product card here is actually the same. So this is what we want to do. So we want to use the same product card here. So we can import it. Go back here, import it, and then we want to use that product card here. So we pass the product cards, and then we pass the product, and then now we're just going to close this one, and then also close the slide. What else? Yeah, that's it for now. Okay, this is not going to work. We don't have any data here, so we need to, first of all, we just need to call our component. So we want to show the component in our home feed. So search for home. This is a home feeder. This is where we want to show our component here, recently viewed here. So if we go to our application, we want to show it here right after categories. So we can do something like just call it recently viewed product. So we need to type it so that we can import recently viewed product now, which is there. So if you save and then go back to application, this one, okay, this product is showing here because I tested before. So what you can do is we want to delete it first for this product. Let's delete this one. Let's delete this product first. So to delete it, just go to manage on device, site data, and then delete this one, and then ask you to reload. So now there's nothing in there. If you scroll down, it will show you no product. So now that message is coming from, you can close this one, and now that message is coming from here. So we want, if there's no product, we don't want to show, we don't want, where is it? Yeah, the message is coming from here. If you don't have product, we don't want to show anything. We just want to show nil. Just return nil, nothing. So if there's no product, you won't see anything here. User won't see anything. All right. So next, we can get rid of this error by just removing the React. All right, so we need a way to update now, to start now updating, adding product to recently view and to our local storage. When you visit product, for example, here, if you click on the product and then go to a single product, so you need to add this to our recently viewed product, recently viewed list. So the way to do that, we want to use our local storage. So now let's work on the local storage. First of all, in here, we need to check if the product, we need to do something. If you have a product, but also we need to define the product we have. We are get the type of product. We need to define the prop types. So we can do product.prop types. Okay, product.prop types. So in the prop types, so product is actually an object, and then is an object, and then is required. So we need to import prop types. All right. So for here now, for here we can let's create let's say, for example, let's recently viewed is equal to, we access the recently view. Remember, sorry, you can close this one. Remember the same key you're accessing here. So this is the key we use to store the data. We are going to use to store the data in our local storage. Here, this is the key. We are going to use to store the recently view in our local storage, and then also retrieve it. So we check the key. If we have a recently viewed, we get the data, else we set the array to empty. So if you have the recently view, we want to now check if this product exists already. So we say filter the product, recently view. But we can I can also do const is product in array, so is equal to recently view. We do sum of the recently view, the product we get, and then we access each product. We check each product if it match the key, so we assign it to this variable. Right, but we want to do that only if we have a product. So we can what we can do, we can also try catch. Let's do try catch to avoid error. Yeah, if error, we can just console.log error for now. So we want to check if you have product. First of all, if the array is not empty, because if the array is empty, we will get an errors, isn't it? So if the array is not empty, we check the product. We can no. We want to actually press this one. Just back a little bit. We want to copy this one, and then we check if the array is not empty. So we check, we check the array, the data, and then we add, we check the recently viewed product, and then we do sum. We pass each product to check if it exists. If it's the ID match our product ID, the current product ID. If it exists, so we take the product, we take that product, so we can remove it and then set the product key product again. We do shift, so to add it to the end of the array, and then we add again the product. We set again the key. We use the same key, recently viewed product. We do now a local storage set to add now the our array, which is now as a string to our local storage. Okay, so this is if the product exists. If we have array.length, but instead to check for if the product, if there is no if array length, you could just remove this one. Since we are already returning here an empty array, so just want to throw error. Just want to throw an error, so we can just go ahead and do the operation without checking the array length. All right, so we check if the product, if the recently viewed product. All right, so we check if is product in the recently viewed array. If it's not, we do this operation. All right. Otherwise, you're just going to leave it. Just let it go. So save that, and then yeah, just going to save that, and then you can add some comment. But for now, let's just go to test first for this variable, this hook. So now we can go to a single product, copy, go to a single product. We want to use this hook in a single product. In a single product, if you scroll down, we are getting a product. So this is the shape of the product. But we want to use this hook here, right after here. So you can say update recently view product, viewed product list. So we can do nope, we don't want to do that. We want to call our hook update recently viewed product, and then we want to pass the product. So this is the one, this is the hook, and then we pass the product. Make sure you pass in a curly bracket. So this is our recently viewed product. So this hook accept product as a payload, and then we use the product to check if the recently viewed product exists in our local storage, in our local storage array of recently viewed. So we check if recently viewed product is not empty, we add the product, all of that. So to test now our recently viewed, we can now go to the product. So if I reload this, I reload the page, automatically we will add that product, this current product, to our list. So if everything goes well, so we want to see any error, so just go to home page and then scroll down a little bit. So now the product is here. So if I can try to add these two products so that you can see. First of all, let's open one in a new tab, and then also open a new one in a new tab. So close this one, also close this one. You can also add another one. So you can also just click in a product. This will add the array. So add the product to our recently viewed product list. So if you scroll down, now we have now the list here. So if you have more, you'll see we can still add more by just going to the product. Let's add this table back to our home feed, and then scroll down. The table now is here, so you can style it a little bit. All right, so now you see, if you go to small screen, go to a small screen. Now we have to let's get rid of this console. I think they're coming from a single product. Product card feed. Go to product card feed, and then get rid of the console here. So close that one. Okay, so if you reload, don't have console or message. We don't have any error or console. So now if you scroll down, we want to see how many. So we have two. You show two product. This is not bad. So you can try to style it a little bit if you want to make the looks nicer. So I'll leave this to you. But before that, we can also try to do that to actually you can try to give some space. You can style a little bit the component. So you can use that. We are using the Tailwind CSS. So space Y, we set the space Y, the space between the element, margin top, space padding top and bottom between the element. So we added that to 4 pixel, and then we also set we can set the background. Let's set the background to light. If you want to set the background as the same as the other one, other component, there's no background actually, but you can go to, let's go to category. You can check the name for the component we are using on the home page. This is the component name, home feed. The home feed, go to home feed. You want to get the style which we are using. Yeah, so we can get this style. Get this one, and then we can also, you can use it right here. So if you save that, go back to our component, recently viewed product. This is what we have. So now we just need to, so you need to style the product a little bit, the card, all of that. So you can also add, let's say, class. I want to set to small, but we want to actually give a space between, give some space between. So you can do space set to 4. No, actually do padding left and right. Let's set that to 4. So this will give space between left and right. Instead, you can do 2. And then we want to make some change, a little bit of change on the card, product card. So for product card, we can go to product card for feed. So we can, if you see the title, we can make it to small for small screen, and then base for large screen. So this will make it, this make this so just make it smaller. Okay, this is not bad. If you want, you can also decrease the size of the image, or ways images here. You can decide to set the size. Let's say, for example, let's set height the image to 44. But if for large, can set height to 64. So wide is equal to auto. So wide is auto. So now this is a bit smaller. So this depends on how you want to style it. So this is what we have for now. All right, guys. So this was it for recently reviewed product. So what I was trying to explain to you before that, you can first of all close this one. Don't need all of this one. So what I was trying to explain to you, first of all, we have seen our hook is very simple, but it's play all the roles. So anytime you view the product, we add that product, we check the product. If the product exists, we first of all we get our key, our list from the local storage, and then we check if the current product you pass exists in the list. If it exists, if it doesn't exist, we just add the product to the end of the list, and then we set back the list again in our local storage. We try to catch error. If you have error, so we can just console.log the error. We do try catch to avoid the error if it's any error. All right, so this is it for this list. So if you go to our recently viewed, we show if the screen is very smaller. This is a smaller screen, so we show slide it to show to just 1, else we show to 2, which is for the large screen, and then the normal size is actually just 4. So autoplay we set to false. If you set autoplay to true, it start playing. If you set autoplaying like you start autoplaying like this one, our main slider. So this one you don't want it to autoplay. So you can you can manually move around. So go ahead and install the card a little bit, fix the rest of the things, make it looks nicer. Don't forget to subscribe. So next we are going to add so next we want to add now we want now to start now adding with the key. All right, add to the card, so that when we click on this one, so you can now add it to our card. We can also store this in our card in the local storage. So we can also, this will also open the way that we can now start now working on admin panel. All right, thank you for watching. My name is Shaban Musa.